You have a relational Oracle database, so your data is organized in tables. It's stored in rows, but you have also potentially metadata in your database. Now, the rows get updated with insert updates, deletes, while metadata gets accumulated when you grant something or you create a view or you create a package. When we discuss now transportable table spaces or full transportable export import, we can move everything in rows, your actual data, which is stored in data table spaces, by copying the data files. While for the metadata, which is stored in system and sysaux, but mostly in the system table space, and system and sysaux can't be taken read-only, so we need to find a way, and we use here data pump to recreate that information in your target database. We need a consistent copy of the files. And in order to get a consistent copy of the files, we need to set the table spaces read-only. This can be sometimes a bit crucial during testing, but we come to this later. Then when we copy the data files, we can do a simple file system copy, but this is quite unlikely these days, especially when we deal with large databases. So it's more likely that we deal with backup, restore, and recover. And in order to ease that backup, restore, recover process, we offered you for a longer while Perl scripts. Some of you may know and may have used them already. The last incarnation is the v4 Perl scripts. And many of you have used them. We have used them in several migrations. But at a certain point, you hit a limit or several limits with these Perl scripts. There is no support for multi-section backups. There is no support for going cross-endian. So table spaces created on Spark can't be restored and converted to Linux or Exadata, for instance. Then we deal with an inefficient parallelism, and finally, going into several PDBs in a target was not supported either. So it was time to do a cut. And this is an integral part of today's seminar. We introduced today the new M5 scripts. M5 is a new incarnation. It's not based in Perl. This is also why we changed the character now. It's not V5, it's M5 for migration. So it's the new version of the migration scripts. And Daniel and Rodrigo will guide you through the M5 scripts and all the details, how to use them, what exactly are they doing, and how to configure that later in the seminar. The important part is metadata then gets still recreated with data pump. So how do we do that? First of all, you could do transportable table spaces in the traditional way. So transportable table spaces mean you take care on all the metadata by yourself. So you either write scripts and say, okay, get DDL with DBMS metadata, create my views and so on. But as soon as you deal with passwords like database links, password protected, you need data pump anyway. So you basically rebuild the stuff in your own logic one after another. This worked for a long while. It still works. You can still use that. It requires 10G when you deal with data pump, or when you go the full script approach and not cross-endian, then you could even do this since 8i. But it's error prone, it's complex, it's a lot of work. And this is why we introduced with 12c, a long while ago, full transportable export import with data pump. Now data pump is doing all the work for you. Not only plugging the table spaces, but rebuilding all the metadata, because data pump knows how to rebuild it in the right order. And as a secret goodie, we added the support as a source database 11.203 and 11.204. So the old data pump clients knew already about that. This is what we strongly recommend. And in this seminar, when we speak about transportable table spaces, all of us, we always mean full transportable export import. We have no time for all the manual things. We go with full transportable export import, which is available since 12c.